Okay, so this is part 2 of our Sig Figs type discussion. This is going to focus on doing calculations with Sig Figs, okay? And we're going to break this into 2 different parts. We're going to talk about multiplication and division, and then adding and subtracting. Both of these work off the principle of the weakest link, okay? So the weakest link theory says that our number of Sig Figs when we do a calculation is going to be determined by the one that has like the fewest number of Sig Figs or the least accuracy. So let's look at multiplication and division first. They're actually easier than adding and subtracting. Okay? So if we had 625 times 25, if we punched it into our calculator, we would get 15,625. Okay? Well, in order to determine how to report this with the correct number of Sig Figs, we're going to look at our numbers that we multiply together. Okay? And we're going to find out how many Sig Figs are in each number. Okay, so 625, that's all non-zeros. So we have 3 Sig Figs here. And then if we multiply that by 25, that is 2 Sig Figs. So our law of weakest link says that 2 is our weakest link in terms of the number of Sig Figs. Okay, so what this means in terms of our answer is we can only have as many Sig Figs as our weakest link. Our weakest link is 2. So really we should report this as 15,000. Okay, because we have 1 Sig Fig, 2 Sig Figs, trailing zeros to the left of the decimal point, or if we want to make this more scientific, 1.5 times 10 to the 1, 2, 3, 4 in this case. All right, that's for multiplication. Find the fewest number of Sig Figs in your calculation. That's what you need to report your answer to. Okay, the same thing holds true for division. Okay, so if we have 14.07 and we're dividing that by 0.025, okay, so we look at our top, we have 4 Sig Figs. That is a 0 between non-zeros, so that is significant. This is a leading 0, so that is not significant. And then we have the 2 5, so we still only have 2 Sig Figs. Okay, so now between these two, which one's going to be the weakest? It's our 2 Sig Figs. So here's what your calculator would spit out. Okay, 562.8. We really need to report this to 2 Sig Figs. Okay, or 560. Okay, we're talking scientific notation. 5.6 times 10 to the third. Excuse me, not third, 2. Don't make mistakes. Okay, so that is really multiplication and division. You're looking to see which of the numerator, denominator, or what you're multiplying has the fewest number of Sig Figs, and that's what you must report your answer to.